It's the Playhouse Podcast with Kat and JJ.
Can't believe it. I missed everything.
Missed the show?
What am I going to do?
Check out the Daily Podcast.
Forbidden love. You had the hots for somebody you weren't supposed to be with. There were some really cool stories on the show Tuesday morning. We'll get to those in a second. Here comes the podcast.
So I put this on my Facebook this weekend, had an insane reaction to it. People looking up laws and posting the laws and what they would do if their kid's teacher had sent home this message. But it was sent by a teacher to parents talking about how students and the new bathroom rules that she's putting into place, how they'll receive 5 restroom passes with their name on it. It's like a blue piece of paper. They get 5 passes for 4 weeks. So when they use them all up, then they have to wait for the next round. And then they also said if students have all 5 passes at the end of the 4 weeks, they get extra credit and a prize from the prize bin.
So if you hold it, you get extra credit.
Yes. And then for each pass left, they get extra credit points, 5 points each pass for each pass that's not used. So that if they don't have any passes left because they had to go number 2 or number 1, then they don't get the extra credit that the students that, and this is where the argument comes in, is this is teaching them time management. So in between classes,
yeah, I agree.
Use the bathroom. So they're trying to cut down on the kids that hang out in the bathroom, which is a real thing.
Well, it's probably not very supervised during class as well either, right?
Yeah, you have teachers doing what they need to do in class. A lot of people saying, oh, hell no, if my son peed on himself, there would be a huge issue. This is for 6th grade. And I think 6th grade, middle school is launching you into the next phase of your life. And it's teaching you more responsibility. This year, like I wasn't worried about Liam, but I'm like, this is a new phase, man. Time management. Once you're done with class, the last period, you have to get to practice on time. So I was a little torn.
If your kid's got a problem, like if he has an actual issue, right? Like you got a bladder issue, you got a colon issue, stuff like that. That's all a private conversation with the teacher, the administration. But if you're just a regular healthy kid, why can't you just go to the bathroom in between classes like everyone else?
I'm wondering if it is a massive problem that you have multiple kids every single day, the same kids wanting to go to the bathroom. Then you have to just start saying you have to go in between classes, but to reward the ones that have them left over, that's got me kind of bugged out.
Josh, first thoughts on this whole thing?
I think it's kind of crazy. I mean, because like they have smaller bladders than we do at that age, and then what do they get? Like 3 to 5 minutes to get from one class to another. Yeah. Some people take longer than that. I don't know. Maybe they have to have a bunch of accidents before they change that. But again, 6th grade, but I feel like it would take a little bit longer trying to get passing through classes to go bathroom. Like,
how much time do they have to pass through class? I should text Liam, but I'm wondering.
Well, how long does it take you to cut a whiz, Josh?
Probably a minute, maybe a minute and a half.
Stop that. Are you serious?
I feel like it's a 20-second process.
We play like 2.5, 3-minute songs on the radio, and I can poops in that.
You've trained your body.
Yeah, like if most of the time I'll rifle one off before the show, and then if I gotta go, I can wait till after the show. But if it's a whiz, like I had a whole bunch of coffee, like that's like 30 seconds down the hall, quick wash of the hand. It takes me longer to wash my hands than it does to wee.
I think it's very doable to get these kids on board with knowing if you're in between classes, if you have the urge, go. But I also don't think that this teacher would ever tell somebody no.
Here's where it becomes a problem, is when a kid, like Josh said, has an accident. Now, that's trauma. You know how many times we've taken calls from people who are still traumatized by the time they wet their pants in 3rd grade?
I peed my pants in 3rd grade, walked around like ain't no thing. Like I didn't even do it. My pants were soaked. And I wake up cold sweats. That's not true. I don't really care about it. But
she gets more attractive every day, doesn't she, Josh? How many passes do they get for, and this is like per, what'd you say, quarter, trimester?
This would be 5 restroom passes for 4 weeks. So 1 month that you get to go to the bathroom 5 times. That means leave class 5 times to use the bathroom. And then if you come at the end of the 4 weeks with all 5 passes, this science teacher, 6th grade science teacher will give you extra credit, or you can choose a prize from the prize bin, which that would be incentive for my
kid.
kid.
It's great. I don't have a problem with this. Lisa, first thoughts on this?
Well, my first thoughts were just that there might be other reasons why some of the kids are using the bathroom in the middle of class.
Like to toke up?
Just you only have, what's that?
Like to toke up?
Maybe, no. I think some of the girls at that age, even in 6th grade, are getting their periods and maybe embarrassed to go during that time or need extra time, and 2 and 3 minutes isn't a lot when you have to go to your locker, go to the bathroom, or maybe they just want some privacy when no one else is around.
So maybe like a menstrual exemption. So maybe if you go up to your teacher and say, I'm not using my pass to use the bathroom. I need just a couple of extra minutes to handle my business, wash my hands, so there's not a mess on our hands. And I need to go to the nurse for that or use the restroom.
Can't they just raise their hand and go, it's period time? No, that's unacceptable.
That's pretty popular for tweens to just yell out they have it.
I think you're onto something though. I think so how do you work your way around that? Like, I get it. You're a 6th grade boy and you're just looking to not be in class and you want to break out for 30 minutes in the bathroom and you say you just had a big poops. I get not wanting that to happen a lot.
With my mom and her thing, sometimes I'm like, God, you let kids go to the bathroom whenever they want? She goes, they're the ones missing class. So the thing is, if you're not going to be here for my presentation to know what's going on with your homework, whatever, that's on you. So if you're constantly leaving my class, that's your problem.
Ask those teachers the fallout on this, because what's going to happen is, well, I wasn't there when you taught it. And they're going to tell mom and dad that. They're going to get half the story. Mom and dad are going to email the teacher, hey, how come my son's being tested on material you never
Jacob
taught?
goes to the bathroom twice a day.
I know, but what a pain in the butt for teachers to have to verify that and stuff. Like, that's just time out of their day.
I don't know.
And you wonder why there's a teacher shortage.
I would just think that if there were certain students that were making it a problem, maybe they could work out a special deal with them to get them to quit using the bathroom as much. But yeah, extra credit seems kind of odd.
Ooh, how about a heavy flow key that you hang right next to the door that you could just walk up, and if you grab that one, then you got exemption.
Period seriously.
No way.
He never does. I try to tell him how serious they are.
Mine have never been that bad. I don't find it a problem. Have a great day, Lisa. Thanks for checking in. Play to the audio of these two teachers, and they were just kind of hanging out. I think the kids were at recess or lunch, and the one teacher heard some scratching over by a kid's backpack. They turned their phones on and videotaped it, and as they opened up this kid's backpack, they found a live turtle trying to get out.
Henry, you're coming with me today.
And maybe
we're going to school.
Thinking about things teachers have seen brought to school. Now, your mom's been a teacher for the better part of the century.
Yeah.
She ever mentioned any of these things that kids have brought to school that just didn't fit into the curriculum?
No, but I do have a teacher friend that said that there was a girl last week that had, and I'm not dumping on emotional support anything, but she had an emotional support succulent that she had to have on her desk at all times. So every single day she'd carry around the succulent. What I'm thinking is she got in too far with it. You know, maybe she started as like, let's see if I get any attention with it. And then she's like, crap, now I'm married to this whole thing and I have to carry around this plant all day, every day. So that was a bit odd, I thought.
I tried to not roll my eyes right there.
I know. Well, I think you can. I don't know if a plant can bring you what you need to calm your nerves.
No,
I believe in a dog.
We emotionally support plants. There's all sorts of research that says if you talk to your plants really nicely, they'll grow better.
So they need us more than we need them.
Well, we also need them for the oxygen. So
yeah.
We kind of need them. So here are some of my favorite answers when we ask the teachers the question, what unusual thing has your student brought to school? Jen said, I had a 5th grade student come with a feminine pad stuck to her chest.
Oh.
I said, what is that? What's going on? She said it was the Band-Aid she found in her mom's bathroom. Big Band-Aid. Sarah said, I've been teaching elementary school for 11 years. Craziest things students have brought in their backpack include a dead rabbit, my missing keys.
Oh, no.
They had taken the keys off her desk. Their parents' weed and a bow and arrow.
Okay.
Sherry, I'm a school bus driver. A student last week brought mom's favorite toy on the bus.
I feel like that happens more often than we think.
All the kids on the bus were going crazy, which is how I found out. And in big capital letters, that thing was huge.
It's just so important to find a good hiding spot. You know, nobody should know where it's at. The best hide and seek game.
Amy texted in, please don't say where I teach, but my son took a dead duck once that we found in the driveway. I teach 6th grade. He took it to 1st grade. We put it in a bag and put it in the refrigerator so that he could bring it to school and show his teacher. A dead duck. And here's my favorite.
Like dissection?
From Vienna. My brother and sister were adopted when I was in kindergarten. They came from a third world country that had some intestinal parasites being a common issue. They were being treated for those. What we had to do was collect stool samples and take them to the doctor occasionally to make sure all the parasites had died and there was nothing left in their stomach.
Okay.
Being in kindergarten, all I knew is that we were saving poop because it must have been really cool. So one morning I swiped a stool sample from the counter that was supposed to go to the pediatrician, took it to school for my show and tell. My mom absolutely got a call from the principal about that.
Oh, my God.
Buffy had said, I'm not a teacher, but my sister took me to school for show and tell when I was born.
Okay.
Anybody else have that where you got to bring your baby sister or baby brother?
They have those themes, and I think they're so funny when they pop up on my Facebook. It's the theme of the day, stay-at-home mom. So they have the Starbucks cup. They have the Target gift card, hair up in a messy bun, and then they bring their kid in, or their like baby brother or sister on their hip, just for a brief moment, but I think it's funny.
Kennedy said she's a teacher, an alcoholic beverage. My student said it was a can of dad's juice.
Listen, if we have kids over and they're down in the basement, we always say you can only touch the bottom level because the drinks, like my sister's mini-grown drinks, they look fun. You know, it's like, oh, I want to drink that. They look cartoonish and got to be careful.
Joy, I had a 9th grader bring a baby chick into my classroom and it pooped on my keyboard.
Oh, my God.
What do you got for us? I got this posted up on our Facebook page. If you're a teacher or know a teacher, we're looking for the great stories. Things kids brought to school that were a little unusual.
When I was watching Romeo and Juliet this weekend, the one with Leo DiCaprio, so cute. My mom had called. I was telling her, and she's an English teacher. And I think all of our animals were like Othello and Hamlet. And, you know, we always name them after. And so she was like, oh, I love that movie. And don't you know that he was at one point initially attracted to Juliet's cousin, Rosalind?
Now, that's not in the original, is it?
I think it's in the history books.
The Shakespeare version of this, it's really in there?
Rosalind is mentioned in it, but she also has her own backstory, too, that is highlighted throughout history. But
they took some liberties with the movie and kind of moved it that way.
And so, you know, in my mind, I'm like, this would be a really good topic to talk about someone that you were with, but maybe you were lusting after, like had not so pure thoughts about somebody else.
My sophomore year, this is like weeks before I started dating my wife, my sophomore year in college, I had been seeing this girl just kind of a little bit on and off. We had a couple of classes together.
Yeah.
And, you know, we hung out a little bit. And she had, you know, when you're a high school senior and you go visit colleges and stuff like that. Well, her sister was a high school senior and came to visit her sister, right? And so she was a dime.
Yeah.
The sister was a dime.
Okay.
And I remember sitting there, like we're in her room, and I think we're actually studying for real. And I remember her sister just kind of floating around for like a day or two to visit the college. And I remember going, oh my God.
You the feels,
I'm like, is that girl 18? Like that was that kind of thoughts. Like she's a high school senior. Is she? And then like, I hope she comes to school here next year. Like she was super hot. I mean,
stuff you shouldn't have been thinking.
Never acted on it because I'm like kind of half dating her sister, but going, wow, that genetic strain got a whole lot better with just a couple years baking.
Oh, that's real nice.
She was at least 3 times hotter than her sister.
Yeah. Well, you can't help who you are attracted to, you know, and even if you are dating somebody, maybe you do love them, but like you might have a better connection with somebody else.
Caitlin, you got some forbidden love in your life?
Yeah, I was like probably 20 years old, and I'm like happily married now, just so we're clear. But I was dating this guy, and we were dating for like 2 or 3 months, and he brought me to his family reunion. And my ex was his cousin, and my ex was a lot more attractive than he was, and I noticed it at the family affair or whatever.
Yeah.
And then, I broke up with him probably 2 weeks later, and then got back with his cousin.
Oh,
Is that who you're with right now that created those babies in the background?
No, thankfully, no.
Okay.
So what did the family members think of all the ping pong going on?
They thought you were a hoochie, didn't they?
Sadly.
I 100%.
Yeah.
Like, I would have too. Like, there's no doubt in my mind that if somebody did that to my son, like, there's no doubt, yeah.
Yeah. And I love how you're like, he was more attractive. So is that, obviously we're attracted to attractive people, but did he have like the personality that you liked or just like the bod?
I would say, like, he was the package. But now that I look back at it, like, I was also 20 and stupid, so he wasn't, like, a good person either, so.
All right. Well, I'm glad you're happy now. Fun stuff. Have a great morning.
Yeah. Thanks.
Take care. I want to bring Bryant on real quick. He's been holding forever, but we knew that this is a girlfriend. This is the cousin. Lay the whole thing out for us, will you?
You know, obviously I was with my girlfriend, and anytime we had a family get-together or something like that ride home was always crazy awkward. Why are you talking to her so much? Why do you look at her that way? But we had more in common. It was electric. You know, people talk about love at first sight, but I don't know, man.
So whatever happened to you and the cousin? So you're not with this girl anymore that you were with?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm not with her anymore.
All right. And I bet going to date her cousin is kind of out of the question.
If she's down, I'm down.
Yeah.
Really?
That's what I was waiting for. I can feel this happening.
How awkward would that be if you are now going to the family get-togethers with a new person, but now...
I don't have to meet anyone again. I've already met these people.
Okay.
I think this is amazing, man. Just be happy. I think you're onto something here, son.
I won't ever tell you to doubt love. Like, obviously, you had a connection with this person, and like, how far was this connection, though?
I was obsessed. I looked at her social media all the time. Anytime she posted a new picture, I was there to see it. I would go through the comments to see if anyone else was looking.
Man.
Dude, you had it hard for this girl.
Yeah.
Last week, someone lost an eye at bingo.
Bingo.
Bingo? What bingo?
Bingo! Bingo! All right, I'm curious as to who's going to get the bingo this morning. You can't call yet. You got to hear what we're looking for first. But the first caller through gets to tell their amazing story. Maybe you're somebody listening who
has a wedding story, but it involves a child. This is actually a cute one. This toddler delivers kind of a wholesome wedding speech about his auntie here.
Once upon a time, there was a British woman named Auntie Tiff. The person was the frog.
Yeah.
The princess kissed the frog, and he turned into handsome king.
You know what I could picture you doing from the back? Hurry it up.
boring.
I just like literally shut my eyes. I can see it and like, let's go. Who hired this guy?
Okay,
but
so
I want to know, you have a wedding story that involves a kid. Maybe you had a beautiful cake done, like let's say from Cold Spring Bakery, and it had beautiful white fondant daisies hanging off of it. And then you notice, like, while you have a wedding on a boat, that your coworker's 4-year-old child ate all of the flowers off the back of the cake.
So specific, though.
So that would be mine.
So you're looking for anyone listening who
was much like your child, did something at a wedding
that really stood out
as a child.
Okay. And I'm going to look for anyone listening who has been a mascot. I don't know why, but when television stations flip personalities, they saw, like, we keep Channel 9 on in here all the time. And for the last week, they've had like just mascots on for half the show all day. And it's like today it's the Tim, or maybe it was the Lynx mascot, is just up in their business all the time. And as like a professional broadcaster, I think that would annoy the hell out of me.
I would.
How's Stephanie doing this morning?
I'm good. How about you?
Great. Thank you for asking. Which one do you fit this morning?
So I'm going to go with Kat. I have a story.
Okay. What happened?
Well, so I actually was the child in my story. So I was at a wedding reception. I was probably like elementary school age, and me and these two other girls that were related to the groom thought it would be a brilliant idea to dedicate a karaoke song for the couple, and we chose NSYNC's Bye Bye Bye, which is a breakup song.
Bye, bye, bye. Yeah, how did that go over?
And it had the hand movements. I mean, it was like Deadpool and Wolverine in there, but with like, and yeah, and so just like everyone in the out in the audience was just like staring at us, like, what? Like this song? Like,
did you have to run?
Yeah, we were getting into it.
Did you have to run that idea past somebody? I feel like that would be protocol. Like someone would have known about it.
You just went for it, didn't you?
The DJ.
Oh.
Just the karaoke person. Yeah, but that was it. We're like, bye. And then, I don't know. He didn't seem to think anything of it either. And then, we were just getting into it.
Yeah.
And then my mom's like, no more karaoke for you.
Yeah.
No more.
Now, Stephanie, tell me this wasn't the precursor to a marriage that didn't last so long. Like you didn't, because of this, they got divorced.
No, they're still together, actually.
Yay,
So,
good. And every day you hold your breath that you weren't the one that broke them up?
So maybe that's the secret. Yeah, no, I was like, oh, gosh.
1047 KCLD and Key of St. Cloud has free cash. Just be fast or you'll lose it all.
So if you're not ready, but yet you're excited, what's going on this morning? Are you just grabbing your first cup of coffee? You already at work? You laying in bed? What's going on?
Well, I work from home, so I'm just getting logged into my computer, getting ready for the day for work, and don't drink coffee, but...
Are you like jammies and slippers from home? Is that kind of how you work, or do you actually get dressed?
Waist down.
Pretty much.
That's nice.
Until it's just like, I have to do something. All right, now let's get dressed. Let's get going. But, yeah, it's kind of nice. Just get up.
Do you have any shows that you watch in between working? You're like, I'm going to take
You know what? I do not turn the TV on at all.
I like that. And then you listen to us through your Alexa then, or just through your computer?
On my radio.
Oh, it's like a regular radio. Gotcha. Look at this. All right. So getting through as caller number 10 gives you a pretty unique opportunity this morning to be our first winner with free money high-low. I'm assuming you've heard this game before?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I have played it even a couple of times.
And failed horribly?
Yes.
Fair enough. Let's change that today. Kat's going to rip open your envelope. We're going to find out how much money you're playing for. So traditionally, you have a 12-second clock, but I'm willing to give you an extra 3 seconds if you can prove that you've been listening longer and can tell us what color shirt Kat is wearing this morning.
Mustard yellow.
Yeah, look at that.
That's right, girl. Do you have a problem with this color?
Oh, absolutely not. I love that color.
Yeah, I don't know who does, just this one.
You're related to Dwight Schrute as well? Like, this is just, all right.
Jokes for days.
15 seconds is your clock, Marcia, and in front of Kat sits a number between 104 and 5,000. If you can get to that number with Kat's help before the clock expires, then you get to keep all that money. Any questions for us?
No.
Okay. Rules are pretty simple. We won't start your 15-second clock now until you give us your first guess, and then Kat's going to help you out along the way. So be quick and concise, and we're ready to start whenever you are. Good luck from Key of St. Cloud and KCLD, Marcia.
Thanks. 2,800.
Higher.
32.
Higher.
35.
Higher.
38.
Higher.
42.
Higher.
45.
Lower.
43.
Higher.
43.50.
I would have taken 43.50 as the last guess. It was.
Yeah, 44.92. So I would say bigger leaps next time, maybe, and narrow it down that way by personally, if I were to play it, I'd do 500s at a time because then you can just drop it down or pop it up. I don't know.
Yeah, everybody's got their different way of doing it. So.
So kiss another childhood memory goodbye. Kmart announcing its last full-size store in the U.S. closing next month. A mini Kmart in Miami will be the only one left in the lower 48, but they do have a handful in the Virgin Islands and Guam. I went to a Kmart when I lived in Guam, so I can confirm that they're there. Prices are a bit hefty, but it is what it is. But yeah, it was just one of those times when you'd go and get to pick out a new outfit for church, and you'd get to pick out some toys. Or do you have any of those moments?
No.
Oh,
never.
Because you were poor.
Yeah, stop. You're just mean. You know what? You're a
straight out the gate. The attack on my
you are a straight
outfit.
Rich girl, spoiled ass bully.
I probably would have gotten this sweater at Kmart.
They would have sold it right in the blue light special, I bet.